There is an incredible pattern throughout the Bible that has just completely changed how I look at life's highs and life's lows. Have you ever noticed that some of the most significant moments in the Bible happen on mountains? And it's not a coincidence. All throughout the scriptures, mountains are places of holy ground where God reveals himself. Many scholars believe that the Garden of Eden was on God's holy mountain. Noah's Ark came to rest on a mountain after the flood. Abraham took Isaac up Mount Moriah. Moses met God in the burning bush on Mount Sinai, where he later received the 10 Commandments there. Elijah called down fire from heaven on Mount Carmel. The temple in Jerusalem was built on Mount Zion. Jesus preached the Sermon of the Mount, and he often withdrew onto a mountain to go and pray to the Father. He was transfigured on a mountain. He was crucified on a hill outside of Jerusalem. And after his resurrection, he ascended into heaven from the Mount of Olives. Over and over again, mountains become places where heaven meets earth. But here's the thing, that you can't live on the mountain. Eventually, every person has to come back down. And what's between one mountain and the next is a valley. And the definition of a valley is the low land between two mountains. And isn't that such a picture of life? That there's moments when we're standing on the mountaintops and God is answering prayers and the breakthroughs are coming and we're filled with joy and life is wonderful. But then there's also seasons where we find ourselves in the valley and in the pit and we're praying is harder and we're discouraged and the lows are low and life just feels so uncertain. But here's what I've learned. That you don't usually go from one mountain straight to another. You go from mountain to valley to mountain. In fact, much of life is actually lived on the valley floor. But don't miss this, that the God of the mountains is the same God of the valleys. And Psalm 23 doesn't say, even though I walk around the valley. It doesn't even say, even though I stand in the valley. It says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. You walk through it. It isn't your destination. It's a part of your journey. So if you're in a valley today, remember this, that a valley only exists because there's mountains on both sides. The mountain behind you is proof that God has been faithful. And the mountain ahead of you is a reminder that he's not finished with you yet. So whether you're standing on a mountaintop or you're walking through a valley right now, know it's the same Jesus. And you'll never walk alone. Psalm 121 says, I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. So if you're in a valley today, don't let the valley define your faith. You lift up your eyes. Your help has never come from the mountain. It's always come from the God who made the mountain. Because the same God who meets you on the mountaintops is the same God that walks through the valleys with you. And if he's with you in the valley, you can be certain that this isn't the end of your story.